Hello everyone, Brett the Comic Novice here, and I'm very excited to do this video because of my conversation that I had with a couple people in the comic book store last Wednesday, and that being the who is this title for? Now, last week we got the, who is the Spirit World for? Who is wanting this? This week we have this right here, the Vigil, and even though, this is the one that I actually pre-ordered, for New Comic Book Day, this being Tuesday that I record this on. It is not out on the shops yet, but I do have it for free on my DC Infinite Universe app, and I was very intrigued to read this book and, again, ask the question, who is excited for this? And, some of this stuff comes out of the pages of the Lazarus Planet thing that I completely skipped except for the Alpha and the Omega issue. And so I don't know what or who the Vigil are. However, I do know who the author of this is Ram V, and he has done a couple of things. He did Swamp Thing, which was, at least for me, very deep, and I wasn't sure really what I was reading. You have the Detective Comic, which is very kind of poetic and kind of, I feel as though, long and drawn out. And then there's this, the Vigil, which, again, did not read the free thing that came out on either DC Infinite app or also the Amazon Comixology thing that kind of took those stories to get people hyped up for the We Are Legends mini-series things that are being released in the month of May. However, I am very, very intrigued and excited for this series ongoing. And the main reason why, and I will tell you, the Spirit World has probably the better art. Yes, maybe it might have like a little bit, manga inspired art with the, I don't know. I've never read manga. It's just a thing that I've heard with, the eyes and stuff like that. However, with this one from the go, we are already in action. We are in a hostage takeover crisis mode, which we are introduced to within the first couple of pages. And you definitely can get the urgency of the direness of possibly the situation and who is going to save these hostages on this boat. And, you might say, well, maybe the Justice League. They're disbanded currently right now. Where is the Titans? Who knows? That book also comes out tomorrow. Not sure if I'm going to pick it up or not because pieced out of Tom Taylor stuff because of the long drawn out of at least the Nightwing. Hello, could we please get to the Heartless storyline? Why did we had to detour for this? It's just going nowhere fast. So with this, however, we go very fast into a hostage situation. Then we get, a couple of slow panels, which is actually pages, which is setting up, who the Vigil is. And we have like this, society, these people who have, done some tests on some people, have done some research, have assembled a team. And you get this whole, the mastermind behind the whole thing portrays himself as being like less than stellar. And to me, everything was flowing quite well until we got to actually one panel where I got confused because to me, they got to the point where they claim that Kite Man is actually a hero. I'm not sure if that's a thing because, again, very new to comic book reading. However, I do know, Kite Man from the Harley Quinn animated series from HBO Max, and I was fine with that until we got the hell yeah, and that totally, to me personally, just kind of threw the pace of the story because it went from kind of like a whole serious setup situation to now I'm thinking about a, comedy show on HBO Max that does not, is canon or continuity. It's just silly and fun, up until I stopped watching it. And then, then we get into this professor did this on purpose. He on purpose made himself look like a buffoon. He actually is now secretly masterminding everything. We have these three characters, we're slowly being introduced to each of the Vigil characters, which I thoroughly enjoyed. They have a certain set of skill sets. One of them has fast twitch muscles, which, they basically move so fast that no, camera can detect their movement. You also have somebody who doesn't really have a face, but he has technology to kind of steal faces. And I like that whole thing. It's very intriguing. It's a very interesting team book, a team book that I knew nothing about any of the characters about. And I am so enthralled by this. I do want to see give this series my personal funding by buying it month by month, because I think that there is some great positive things moving forward with the Vigil. I think that I hope actually, I haven't read The City Boy yet, that comes out next week, but out of the 3 for the We Are Legends, I think that the most promising one is the Vigil. And I'm kind of curious if DC Comics is trying to, make sure that was the one that sticks, because, I do have a subscription to my comics through DCBS as well as my local comic book store. And DCBS sent out an email about a month or so ago trying to resolicit issue number 1 of The Vigil, not resoliciting issue number 1 of City Boy, and not resoliciting the issue number 1 of the Spirit World. So I'm kind of curious if, either the sales versus like the whole, Ram V creator compared to the other two, was a little bit down. So they tried to, spark some more interest by, changing the final order cutoff date or whatnot. But I feel as though DC probably has, they want this character to be, the front and center of the We Are Legends, and possibly getting, I don't know, a second season, even though I think that's so stupid to have second season. Just go issue number 7. Don't do season 2, issue 1. I think that's whatever. But I'm very intrigued. It leaves off on a great cliffhanger, and it really does a good job of explaining and setting up these heroes in this world. I'm glad that, it's not, these are the people that got infected by the Lazarus Planet. Maybe they did, and they didn't hint at that. It seemed like it was a secret government, organization, experiments by by India. So I'm very intrigued by this. I think that this is a series that I look forward to. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like, subscribe down below, comment. I'd love to hear. Thank you again for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you again for all the feedback. And until next time, I will see you in the dollar section, where probably the Spirit World will be in my local comic book store. I'm not sure about this because who knows how much they over-ordered. But yeah, thanks for watching. And until next time, yeah, bye. Okay. For the rest of the other 2, okay. DC...